Good morning. Hopefully I've improved from yesterday. I've turned off the autofocus on my camera and bumped up the volume on my mic. So maybe that should solve the problems from yesterday's stream. Welcome everybody. If you have a preference for which puzzle I should start with, make sure you drop a note in the comments. If not, just say hi and hang around. And I guess we can about get started. Let me just adjust on my screen so I can see comments and also take a monitor my stream. Live streaming is a real challenge for a solo person with no tech backup. All right, so hopefully you can hear me. Is the sound okay? Can you leave a comment if you can hear the sound, just so I can know that you can hear me? And I think there's a slight delay, so I'm going to wait a minute or two since it's not quite 8 o'clock yet while I pick the first puzzle to start with. I'll start with the Ravensburger that's right in front of me, but let me know if there's any problems with the sound. I should put comment. Okay, thank you, the Puzzling Muggle. Thank you for joining me. All right, I'll move some of these out of the way. These boxes are huge, but that's because there's 24 puzzles in it. So, today's Ravensburger, number 2. What we got? It's Portugal, Surfing in Azare, Merry Christmas, Boas Festas. I can't speak Portuguese, but I tried for a little bit. It's a tough language. So, here's the picture. It's a picture of someone surfing in Christmas gear. Alrighty. I like this calendar. The pieces have the familiar blue backing of Ravensburger pieces. It's just a little bit thinner than the normal puzzles, but the size is full size. So it's good. And the interesting thing they've chosen is that even though each day's puzzle forms a full rectangle with borders, at the end of the month you can take them apart or take off the borders and form the interior pieces into one big picture, and then so you get one full picture out of it in the end. So that's kind of nice. I haven't seen any other advent calendar do something like that before. I mean, it's a very small detail, but I do kind of like the feeling at the end where you can actually just show off a fully completed image. Alright, I'll put the image here so people can look at it if they want to. I'm not really referring to it. So I know there's what's this? But at least for the border pieces, they've also included designs around the edges, so you can sort of tell which piece goes with which. You know, it becomes this nightmare because all the pieces fit with each other and they fit together 5 different ways. We call it force fits, and that's one of my pet peeves, mostly in competition, because it just becomes a matter of luck whether you find the right pieces that go with each other. Although I think I once did a puzzle that was not in competition, just as a leisure puzzle, that has such bad force fits that really every single piece went with every other piece in the puzzle. I think it was American Flat. That was the first and last American Flat puzzle I've done. Maybe they've changed it since, I'm not sure. Alright, so we have most of the interior done. Today's was pretty easy since there's a lot of gradient of the green water. And let's join up the edge designs. Let's see, there's a cookie. This looks a lot like yesterday's. I'm guessing it's going to be very similar, and maybe by the end of the month I'm going to be able to do this section really quickly because I'll be so familiar with the designs. Good morning, Dana Russell. Oh, it's morning where you are. I'm assuming most people are in at least daytime-ish, because that's where most of my audience seems to be from. Is anybody else doing puzzle advents as well? It's the market for puzzle advents has really grown over the last few years. I remember when we started, I think I had like 2, and then next year I had like 5. This year I have 8. It's just, and these are the good ones too. I mean, there's like a lot of no-name brands that just pretty much take a puzzle, break it up into 1,000 pieces, and then sell it as an advent calendar. Break it up into little boxes, and then sell it as an advent calendar. Very much thought for the design of the puzzle. I mean, people do that for friends too, where you put together a puzzle and then break it into little bags and then you exchange them, which is a nice way to use a festive, like if you have a nice Christmas puzzle that you want to share, which I think is a great idea because you're doing it for a friend. But when a company does it without any thought for the design, it's kind of disappointing. Alright, let's see if this goes this way. Just finished my 2 advent calendar, says Dana Russell. Which 2 did you have? And Puzzling Muggle says, I stocked them on large piece count puzzles for the winter instead. That's a very good choice too, Puzzling Muggle. There's so many cool Christmas puzzles. It's like I could make the choice between doing just Christmas puzzles or doing these advent calendars. And I'm also trying not to buy too many new puzzles, so I don't have a lot of new Christmas puzzles anymore. But advent calendars, it's really hard for me to resist because I know they're all new designs and then the small bites, so you can just do one really quickly. Like this one I did in 5 minutes. But you still get the satisfaction of putting together a whole puzzle. Alright, does anybody have any preference for what's next? If not, I'm going to do this cloudberries. Oh yeah, I forgot that the comments are a little bit behind. Well, I suppose if you had some preference, you can always mention it for the next one. So yesterday we did number 1 and today is number 2. I decided that I don't want to look at the picture because this is a small puzzle. It's not going to be terribly difficult. There's a trivia piece on the back. The largest jigsaw puzzle ever created had 551,232 pieces. I wonder which one is that. Is that the one that was by Joe Waterbuck? The long rolled up wooden puzzle? I can't remember how many pieces was in her puzzle. I know it's not the commercially available ones, because the largest commercially available puzzle has 60,000 pieces currently. I believe that's the Dowdo one that's discontinued. I forgot the title of it, but it has a black packaging. I do have, oh, pieces. So this one is Cloudberries. The backs are numbered so that you can, and these do not form individual images. At the end you will be forming them into one big puzzle, but so that the numbers on the back become more important so that you can separate it back later for storage or giving away to some other puzzler. The one you're doing and the Gibsons Andy Warhol 12th Day Advent. Yes, this one is fun, and I've not actually done the Andy Warhol one. I had one and I did a preview of it. Somebody else did it and gave it to me, and it looked fun. Gibson's puzzles are pretty nice. The quality, I like the quality, but most of them are 12-day puzzles, and so I don't think they came up with a new one this year. So I went with I decided not to try and do 50 advent calendars. Well, I'm exaggerating. It would have been somewhere in the range of 15, which would take me like 2 hours a day, and that's a lot of puzzling. There's a lot else going on, so I had to limit myself to the new fun ones. But that's cool. Yeah, I'm excited to see what image this becomes, because I bought it sight unseen because I love Cloudberries. Alright, let's pay attention more. There's some green here, and so I guess this is going to be part of the tree. Yesterday we did the first piece, which was the top left piece, and so the second one I believe is the next one over, so the edge is going to be at the top like that, and so the pieces are sort of fatter sideways. Oh, here's a star. This is probably the top of the tree. Maybe. Yes, it is. Somehow. Alright, these leaves go here. And it's a giant ornament. Also again, I was lucky enough that I was able to get a bunch of different calendars from different countries. This one's from the UK, I got an Australian one. Okay, well I say a bunch of different countries. Maybe that's a bit of an exaggeration. Got some UK, Australian and the US. Which means I get to see some different Christmas traditions. Although the Ravensburger and the Reverie ones are both Christmas traditions around the world as well. So there's plenty of that. Okay. Oh, there's a giant hand here. There's a little fingernail. Ooh. So it tells a story because something's definitely happening. I get excited about little details like that. So, okay, there's a finger. There's another finger. And there's a little village here. Which way does it go? Alright, let's finish with this tree. Oh, there's a bell. And I think the fingers go there. And this is part of the star. Huh. The hand is putting the star on the tree, maybe? There it goes. And some more little house. What's this little pole? Part of the house somewhere. Alright, let's finish this hand. I'm very intrigued by this giant hand. And there it is. It's a hand putting the little star on. And, okay, here's where the house goes. And there it is, the little Christmas village in the background. I've never had one of those, but I keep seeing them being sold at my craft store, Michael's. And there's all kinds of stuff you can get. Maybe someday when I have it. No, I don't think that's just a lot of setup and a lot of house space that will be done. I do love miniature things though. Okay, that was cool. Alright, so let's do a fun one, the wasgage. So the whole concept of the wasgage is that, you know, the picture that you're putting together doesn't match the box, but I mean, in an advent calendar, that's already going to happen. But in this one, other silly things happen. So yesterday we did one where this donkey ate the flowers. Oh, there it is. You could see it ate the flowers of this woman's hat. It's tiny as they passed by the donkey pen. So number 2, right? So there's a base of a fountain, some pigeons up there. So something's gonna happen. Probably just the kid that's balancing in the fountain. I didn't realize the image on this part of the box was also related to the image on the puzzle. That's kind of neat. It's a detail that I didn't notice. Okay, we'll put it there. And Wasgage also packs their advent calendar puzzles in reusable bags, which is great. So I can use that to put the pieces in, you know, put everything away in December, or the end of December. Okay, so again, the backs have a arrow design so that you can leave them all out, but still know where to put them back. Okay, what do we have? Okay, I have no idea what this image is. Let's start by putting the similar colors together. Some bunch of brown here. Somebody's, oh, this is the statue base, I believe. Fountain statue, something like that. Okay. This pink stuff is like the snowy background. And some grey. Is that somebody's coat? Could be. I don't know which way is up in this puzzle yet. But that's the fun of the challenge. So here's some red. Someone's wearing red here. And this is next to the fountain. So that goes there. I think this way is up. Some purple. Let's put the purple. It's not purple. Maybe there's only one person in purple. So it's a little more challenging, and I like that. I'm not a big fan of the cartoon style, so I don't usually do these puzzles very often. But the humor is cute for the season, so I will do them. But some people love the cartoon style humorous images. I'm just glad that there's stuff for something for everybody. What am I doing with this? This doesn't look right. Aha. There's a face in there somewhere. There's blue. And alright, that joins together. Get that other face. Is there multiple fountain pieces? I think so. Oh, there's snow at the base, on one of the ledges of it. That's why it's like that. Okay, okay, getting there. And this goes here. Oh, there's a baby in a stroller, I think. That's cool. You just have all kinds of people. Oh. So it looks like there was a frozen fountain, and there was someone standing on the frozen part posing, like the statue. And I believe the ice broke. I don't see how the reindeer can be blamed for that, but I can see how it's chaotic still. So they broke and their feet fell through the ice. And that's where today's chaos comes from. I'm looking ahead. I suppose I should have finished it first before looking at it, but let's just do it. Also, I'm expecting some work people coming to the house, and I'm hoping they're not too early so that I can finish this live stream before they get here. Otherwise, it's going to be very chaotic. Whose hat is this? Oh. And there we are. So his feet went into the ice, and people are just screaming because, like, it's chaos. Baby there looks very pleased with himself. So it did relate to the picture. In fact, you can see maybe that those two people who are screaming were watching him just a second ago. Her, him. A little hard to tell. I think it's a him. All right, and that is cute. Pieces. There's going to be a very thick stack of puzzles by the end of the month. All right. How about Reverie? Reverie today is Austria. I have never been to Austria. I know nothing about Austrian traditions, but this says Austria, Krampus Run. Krampus runs are usually held in early December when people dress up as Krampus, a horned half-goat, half-man demon that scares and punishes poorly behaved children with branches and sticks. During these events, costumers parade through the streets, chasing and scaring spectators. It's like Halloween in December. I have not done an Advent, let alone a Christmas puzzle. I'd like to do that Wasgitch one day. Thanks for commenting, Scrapple Jake. Yeah, the Wasgitch one, it's this. I think this is the second year I've done one. I don't know if it's the second year they produced it. They're made in England. so they're a little hard to get hold of in the US. I don't know where you're from, but yeah, I put a link where you can find out. You can buy it in my video description. I'm sorry, I can't speak and flip pieces at the same time apparently. Usually when I'm filming my puzzle videos, I'm not talking, so I can focus on puzzling. Well, this is a very dark puzzle. It's going to be a bit challenging. Okay, let's roll the sleeves up. With small pieces, sleeves down, kind of knock pieces everywhere. Christmas puzzles, I mean, they've gotten better over the years. It used to be puzzling, it used to be very much like pieces, images were scenery, traditional scenes, educational. That's how they were originally created, as dissected maps. But in recent years, the design and creativity of puzzles have been exploding, and I love it because I love the more modern designs, modern illustrations, colorful abstract images with like gradients. So I like it. I don't know if everybody does. I'm gonna put the image out because this is so dark and it'll take me forever. I don't want to still be working when the work people show up at my house. No, I don't think that goes there. Alright, I'm moving the dark to the top because I already know that's the sky. Yeah, I don't normally do was-gitch puzzles. I have a couple in my collection. Maybe I should do that one. I have one that's based on how to describe it? The Dutch National Championships. So it shows a scene from the jigsaw puzzle competition, which is cool. And they they feature some of the real life Dutch puzzlers in it, which is pretty neat. I got to see them when they were at Worlds. The Pussycats? I don't actually know what the team name is, but they wear these cat ears and it's kind of cute. Alright, so there's a bunch of spires down below. This one's probably here. Okay, and this one's up here. There. So, in fact, this year, one of the puzzles that was used in the competition at Worlds, the image was based on a real photo that was taken at a previous event. And the team that won was the Busy Birdies, an American team. So I recognized the puzzlers in the drawing, although some of the details have been changed, like the hair color and clothing, but the pose was kept the same, and the happiness they was displaying in the photo because they had won was still the same, and people recognized the photo. So it's kind of cool that nowadays puzzles reflect real life. I know there are puzzle artists that incorporate details from their life, or sometimes details from their fans. If they sometimes hold contests for like, oh, send me your cute doggy pictures and maybe I'll put one in my next puzzle. And that's happened to some of my friends too. So it's kind of nice. The relationship between puzzle makers and puzzlers is a lot different now. I think also part of that is due to social media and just companies being more involved with the community. So this part I'm working on is just the pavement with hairy legs. It's still very dark, or maybe it's just my eyes. I've had more difficulty with my eyes in recent years for the dark colors. It's sad, but it's a reality. Okay, it's a very busy section with a bright. It's a Christmas market. I've been to one of those by accident. I didn't plan to. I was in London, and my friend, a close friend, lived, and she told me to meet her at this place. So I got there early. So I was walking around, and it's this beautiful Christmas fair. They were selling like snacks and gifts, Christmas traditional things, and it was cool. So now when I see these images, I know exactly what they're portraying, like traditional Christmas fairs. sometimes I see some things like that in the US. There's my city, I live in Los Angeles, sometimes holds these light up Christmas lights festivals, and then they'll sell snacks too, like hot chocolate, popcorn, funnel cake, and then people walk through the light displays. That it used to be that those were community done, like people would decorate their houses, and so you walk through the neighborhoods. Those were kind of crazy because they get so crowded and the traffic would be terrible. But the one that we used to go to, even with a funnel cake truck would come from somewhere, I don't know where, but they would sell funnel cake there with just this vendor. But now there are a lot of places that will just do it in big open like botanical gardens, a lot more space, a lot more parking. And I still need to buy tickets to go to see one later this year. Maybe I should post some pictures from some of those so that people should. My Instagram channel is very puzzle focused. I don't usually post about other things I do, but I think it'd be nice because I have friends from all over the world thanks to puzzling, and I would love to know what like traditions they have or cultural differences. And I have the opportunity since I know them. Maybe I should post more non-puzzle related content. What do you think? I know not everybody. Some people use social media just purely as consumption. They don't post at all, which is okay. But a lot of puzzle people do post and share because it's a very visual medium. Hold on, I'm trying to puzzle and talk at the same time. It's a very visual medium, and like Instagram works really well for that. I'm a little surprised that YouTube has worked as well as it does, because previously I thought puzzling is too boring. Nobody wants to see someone else make a puzzle when they could be putting a puzzle together themselves. But here you are, and here I am. So, okay, see, now we have 2 Krampuses. And I built from the top to the bottom. Kit Catherine, hi Tammy and puzzle friends, joining late but I have my 2 advents and hot beverage ready to puzzle along. Welcome, Kit Catherine. What are you drinking today? I have a fear of putting beverages near my puzzles because I am extremely clumsy, and if I did that one of these days I would just knock it over and ruin my puzzle. Oh, I've seen too many posts on Facebook of people who spill on their puzzles. The worst one is when you're snacking and puzzling and you accidentally take a mouthful of pieces because you know your hand's reaching into the snack bin and your brain is just trying to put a piece together, and then you mix them up, which I can also see happening to me. Where's this glowing one? Oh, this is this one here. So I keep my puzzle area clear because I'm a klutz. But cozy puzzling is amazing. That's such a theme nowadays. Cozy stuff, you know. It's a vibe, as the young people might say. I try to learn the lingo, the things my teenager says, and then when I try, they roll their eyes at me because I don't always get it right. But I am just so amazed that they're still patient enough to teach me when I ask. I'm like, what does Riz mean? And they're like, oh, Mom, please, you don't want to know. Don't use that word. Okay, despite the dark areas of this puzzle, we're getting through it. Rory does have good puzzle design. Maybe I need a second lamp over here. There we go. I can't bring it up to the camera because I turned off the autofocus because yesterday was driving everybody nuts. But hopefully you can see that it's the two Krampus costumes and this box. Alrighty, let's go to Tales of Christmas. This is Gibsons. Yesterday we did a puzzle and we got glue out of the glue-shaped box. Today I believe it's ribbon. Oh, the box, the door for today is smaller than normal, and here's the ribbon. It's so pretty. I won't be using it. I'll put it back in the calendar when I'm done because I don't want to glue up my puzzle pieces. Live stream puzzling and talking is a multifunctioning task. Thanks, catch you another day. Okay. Thanks for joining, Scrapple Jake. Alright, let's see what we got here. Today is a shaped puzzle. So this one, most of the puzzles in previous Gibsons calendars have been shaped ones. Those are the ones you turn into the ornaments. And it definitely looks like there's something on the back as well. You can tell which way it's stamped based on the edges. But, oh, it's a busy puzzle. Okay, I'm up for this. I can do this. I will just have to work a little harder. What is this? There's this product here that's, I can't even recognize it. It's green. Gibsons is a British brand, so I think this is a puzzle that's showing British products. This one says icing sugar. Well, everything's got words on them, so at least I can orient them easily. So this one says cocoa, so we are baking here. This one says eggnog, biscuits. Okay, let's keep going. I think that green thing might be like Christmas pudding or something. I've never had Christmas pudding. I have no idea what it tastes like. It looks savory. Oh, I think this is going to be a star-shaped, maybe? It didn't occur to me when I was in England during Christmas that I should have gotten some Christmas pudding to try. Maybe I'm not missing out. I have no idea. I'll go look it up on the internet. Let's see. Alright, there's lots of holly. This is definitely a little more challenging. There's multiple copies of different things, like this tinned turkey. Am I reading it right? Yes, it is. That's a thing, I guess. There's multiple copies of it. You know, the idea of it sounds a little odd, but I'm sure American food culture has things that other countries would find just as odd. So I'm not going to judge. Okay, so that's there. So this is going to be pretty, but I'm more curious to see what's on the back. Yesterday we had a postcard. Granted, it would never stand up to being in the mail, but you could still put it in an envelope and write a message, put it in an envelope and send it to someone, and they could reassemble it. Yeah, that would be a fun idea. Okay. So things are not all oriented the same way, because icing sugar and this brandy are in two different directions. And I'm going to, okay, I'm doing okay. Just, alright, there's a big circle thing there. How does that go? I really want that to match. Oh, hey, that goes to a different bottle. Alright. Hopefully you can see it. I know it's tiny details. I guess it doesn't show so well on camera. Maybe tomorrow I'll just bring the camera closer to the table. I apologize. I'm still figuring out the best way to do this. It's live. I don't get a chance to reshoot it. But we're all here to relax and figure it out together, right? At least that's what I keep telling myself. Another bottle over there. Well, I do appreciate everybody who's tuning in to do this with me. Clearly, I'm not timing myself. I feel like I should play Christmas music on these or something. I wonder if that will be against copyright. There's a whole bunch of rules on YouTube about what you can or cannot broadcast. I mean, I can broadcast it if I was performing it, but I am not performing music. Wouldn't it be cute, though? I think that's, you can do it on Twitch. I think that's why people do that. They play music as they do stuff on Twitch. I keep meaning to go on Twitch more, but I like YouTube. I'm used to it. All right, we're almost done here because I'm talking again, and so there's lots of different baking ingredients. Okay, let's finish up this edge. Various holiday treats. There's champagne, eggnog, camembert cheese, biscuits, icing sugar, brandy, cocoa. I guess maybe they're all drink related. Although not. There's tin turkey and Christmas pudding. So just Christmassy things. Oh yes, I want to see what's on the back. Let's see this. Oh hey, it's a tin of gingerbread biscuits. Very cute. I wonder if this is a known brand in the UK. There we go. So this would have been a cute ornament. That's smart. At least they put something on the back, so when the ornament spins on the tree, you have two images. All right. So I think that just leaves us with the glow in the dark now. I forgot to post a picture. I did take a picture of yesterday's puzzle in the dark, and it looks pretty good. I'll post it on Instagram and I guess on YouTube Shorts, so check it out later. And I forgot to read the joke. Why did the star get promoted? It outshone everyone and stayed on top. Ooh, that's a painful joke. I'm not good with puns. A very dad joke. Okay. Oh, a lot of brown today. Alright, let's put together the star. And similar to the other Cloudberries puzzle, there's a whole, this will be, the top edge will be the border. Just pull those out. When there's this much brown, I'm willing to use more, not just Chaos Puzzle. Oh, see, there's a little bit of ivy left over from yesterday's puzzle right there. Okay, there we go. And a bunch of tree. Oh, I can orient these based on the bows on this. Okay, not too hard. And then there's an ornament somewhere, and dangling Christmas ornaments as well. There you go. And glass ornaments. I don't have a traditional tree that has all these fancy ones. We have the kind where there's handmade ornaments from a kid, ornaments, souvenirs purchased when from traveling. Everything's mismatched. But I kind of like it that way. So when putting up the ornaments, it's kind of like flipping through a photo album, because everything is memories associated with it. It's not just making something pretty, which is perfectly valid. That's just not my tree. So they did something good here, where the background has a little bit of a gradient. This part is a bit brighter and this part's a bit darker, so that it's not just one big blob of brown. So as you can see, this is coming together fairly quickly. Not as bad as I had feared. when I dumped the pieces, I was like, it's all brown. But then it's actually, when you notice the little details, it's quite a good puzzle. And it went a little fast, but that's okay. So this is probably going to be a whole big tree when it's done. And because it's bright daylight here, I won't be able to show you how it glows, but watch for that video and I'll put that out. Maybe I'll play it before the next live stream. But those are the 6 puzzles from today. So thank you so much for joining me. It was good to see a bunch of you. And I don't know yet whether I'll be able to do puzzling at this time tomorrow, because I find out tonight whether I have to report for jury duty at the courthouse tomorrow. And if I do, that's going to be all day from like 8 to 5 downtown. So I'll have to puzzle at night. So once I find out tonight whether I have to go tomorrow, I'll post the time of tomorrow's live stream. So hopefully I'll see you. If not, for sure next week, because once I start this week, I might have to go. I don't know, it's very unpredictable. It depends on the kind of cases. I've only done this once before, but it's my civic duty. So thank you again for joining me. Hope you have a wonderful day, and see you later.